Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing.
And a big thanks to Jackson at AutoNation Cadillac in Port Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Port Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the CT4 replaced the ATS as Cadillac's compact sedan back in 2020. The Blackwing is the top performance model for the CT4, cranking out a whopping 472 horsepower and 445 pound-feet of torque. Coming standard with a 6-speed Tremec manual transmission or an optional GM 10-speed that we have here, with a high 3-second 0 to 60 and a base price of just $60,000 What else do we get for the money? Let's jump right in. So super bold and aggressive black styling with the old school Cadillac badge up front, full LED projector headlamps with an LED daytime running light right outside. We get front parking sensing, no front facing camera. You gotta get the performance data recorder to get the front facing camera, but still a really premium look. Functional airflow in the corners and up front. We get a ton of airflow for this turbocharged 3.6 liter V6 with our radiator right up top and intercooler down below. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. With some additional supports in front of the radiator, which will help the handling tremendously. We get a little bit of a hood bulge up top too. The wheel and tire setup will hop over here to the side, and we get these super aggressive 18-inch blacked out Cadillac rims with a full chrome Cadillac emblem for the center cap. Looks super subtle. Wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, some performance tires, some of the stickiest tires in the business. Dimensions are 255/35 ZR18 up front with a 4-piston V Brembo brake caliper as well. All body color trim for the side, functional heat extractor in the corner, additional V badge, subtle gloss black side skirt which contrasts this white metallic paint color beautifully. Unfortunately, the paint color is not really going to pop because there is no sign of sunlight. It might rain throughout this review, so we're going to try to hurry things along so we can avoid it. We get smart access for all 4 doors. I kind of wish we had blacked out door handles, but not a very big complaint. Same thing with the mirror caps, so it'd be nice to see those blacked out as well. We get an LED turn signal on it though, blind spot monitoring on the glass, and the glass fills up the entire frame. All black trim for the window trim and some really aggressive tints, blacked out B-pillar too. Out rear, we get the same size rim. It's still an 18-inch rim, but it's a contrasted tire setup. They're 275 wide, still 35 series thick, and 18-inch rims. Still the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, some of the stickiest in the business, helping the sports sedan get to 60 in under 4 seconds. We get a dual piston V Brembo brake caliper too, and our parking brake right in front of it. Out rear, we get full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights, parking sensing too, CT4 badge in the corner, V in the opposite corner, Cadillac badge in the center, backup camera, and that black wing for the Blackwing CT4V. We get a pretty aggressive diffuser, 2 quad exhaust tips, and speaking of the quad exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3.6 liter twin turbo V6 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the twin turbo 3.6 liter 6-cylinder sold by Cadillac for the 2023 CT4-V Blackwing. And it sounds really good for a 3.6 liter V6. GM's 3.6 liter V6 in general sounds pretty good, but with this twin turbo setup, you still keep that pretty high revving V6 soundtrack to it. Cranking out 472 horsepower, 445 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You can expect 0 to 60 between 3.7 and 3.9 seconds, making it a true M3 competitor at an M340i price point. You see the strut tower braces too, hydraulic struts, and we get 2 additional supports in front of the radiator. But what you see is basically what we get. It says V on top of this hood felt cladding area, but we can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2024 or 2023 CT4-V Blackwing one more time. Let's hop inside and see what we get. Again, smart access for all 4 doors. Up top we get leather stitching, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats, lock and unlock, some suede Alcantara for the center, and leather stitching for the armrest. It's not the softest armrest, but definitely soft enough. Auto 1 touch for the way down for all 4, but it's auto 1 touch for the way back up only up front. We get power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable. You can open up the trunk electrically, and pretty decent amount of storage. You'll fit a foot long in there with no problem. Maybe stack 2 on top of each other and you'll fit a 24-ounce water bottle also with no problem. Unfortunately, it's not labeled, but the CT4-V Blackwing comes standard with a 15-speaker AKG audio system with a subwoofer, and it sounds really good. We get an aluminum V nameplate as we step inside. We get these super aggressive Recaro-style sport buckets, quilted and perforated in the center, heated and ventilated, fully adjustable with adjustable bolstering. You can adjust the thigh support too, 4-way lumbar control, and you can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. But taking a step inside, we can't really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, boom, and everything fires right to life. But first thing we notice, compared to the 2022 CT4-V Blackwing we were reviewing this channel, really not a whole lot has changed. It's still an awesome luxury performance sedan. Now the steering wheel is super thick with that red notch in the center, helping you symbolize the center of the wheel. Solid 10-2 bolstering notch, 9.3 fits perfect in your hand. A little bit of carbon fiber for the frame, V, and you also have a little serial code underneath it as well. Some aluminum for the frame of it, leather stitching for the horn area. The horn, loud and aggressive, people should be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do get dual panes, also a premium touch for the price point. I lied actually. I said there's no labeling for the AKG audio system, but it is right here for this top speaker. I kind of wish they were all labeled, but at least we have some type of labeling, which I lied about. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have a radar cruise control, heated steering wheel, and our forward collision alert. You can hang up and answer your phone calls and voice commands. We also get our V mode. We'll try that out when we take this car out for a drive, and you can also adjust the performance traction for wet, inactive, or dry. So we'll start off in dry, transition to sport, maybe try out the race modes, but for the most part, we'll keep this test drive as docile as possible while still checking out the performance capability of this vehicle. We get paddle shifters too. They are aluminum. The stocks have a pretty satisfying click, not the most satisfying, but good enough. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers, all really appreciated features. On the right side of the steering wheel, we have our volume and skip controls, and you can adjust this infotainment cluster. Right now we're looking at nav and phone, maintenance, options, simplify, and you can come back all the way to the end or to the beginning and see what else we got. So info tiles selection, not quite sure what that is, trip computer, performance timers, driver assistance, audio, and navigation. So I'll leave it in the nav so we can see the map on our heads-up screen at all times. On the left side, we have our G meter, oil temperature, oil pressure, and our tire pressure on the left side. Down below, we have our coolant temperature, total mileage on the vehicle, and fuel life on the bottom right. To the left of the steering wheel, we can adjust the heads-up display, which is a pretty high resolution. Hopefully you guys can pick it up on camera. Nice sporty display. Adjust the interior brightness, electronic parking brake, and you can adjust the brightness for the heads-up display. Electronically tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Hopefully you get a good look at the aluminum outline pedals. We get some Alcantara stitching for the dashboard. The entire dashboard is stitched and soft touch. Unfortunately, it's just an 8-inch touchscreen, but it does the job. I'm not going to complain about it. It's still a super high resolution as soon as it decides to load up. There we go. Okay, so we have audio, phone, nav, Wi-Fi hotspot, user settings, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, which are wireless. We can check out the navigation screen once it loads up. Super high resolution. The response is excellent. My only complaint is that the screen is a little bit small, but we are going to be getting a facelift towards the end of 2024 for the 2025 model year, which is going to include Cadillac's all-new full digital display. But it's still a really high quality, good responding screen. We do have a performance data recorder, but it records through the inside of the cabin. It doesn't have the front-facing camera. Anyway, we had the performance data recorder, climate control, Sirius XM, My Cadillac, and the apps. But my personal favorite to look at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it there. Beneath that, we have our hard button for the home, screen, air vents. Beneath that, we have our dual zone automatic front climate control, heated and ventilated front seats. You can turn off the parking sensors, hazards, lane keep assist, and heated and ventilated seats for the passenger. Wireless charging pad, gear selector controlling the 10-speed auto transmission, leather stitching, volume and skip control, shortcuts for the touchscreen if you don't want to dirty it up with fingerprints. You have your music, navigation, dial to adjust all of it, return, and our phone screen. We have some aluminum outlining all of it, same with some leather stitching and carbon fiber surrounding the rest of the center stack. We have 2 cup holders with a pass-through, good spot for a phone. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles with no problem. Auto hold for the electronic parking brake. You turn off the traction control and adjust the drive modes. So right now we're looking at the performance traction, race 2, race 1, sport, dry, wet, and inactive. You can press this V mode button and now you return back to the previous screen, and now the My mode adjusts between sport, tour, my mode, snow and ice, and track. So we'll try out the V mode, but we'll start the review off in sport, transition into V mode, and check out tour and just see what the differences are. The armrest is pretty soft, not the softest. It's not quite as stiff as a Camaro, but it's not quite as soft as some of the vehicle's competition. The storage space is impressive. It's lined with felt. You'll fit 8 to 10 12-ounce cans in a nice spot for the phone or wallet in front of it. USB-A and C port, SD card slot, and an additional 12-volt. Awesome. The glove box is outlined in soft touch rubberized material. It is damped and also lined with felt. Very large. You'll fit 20 to 25 license plates, easily fit a pair of shoes, possibly 2. The rear view mirror is frameless and auto dimming. It's not a digital rear view mirror, but it's still nice to have the frameless auto dimming rear view. We get Alcantara for the entire headliner. Interior lights are LED, 3 garage home link settings, and you can open up the sunroof. So it opens up pretty quickly. The glass opens up with the shade. I've never seen that before, but it goes all the way inside of the roof, so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. Not the nicest day today in Port Richey, Florida, but the rain is holding up and it's 76 degrees, so really can't complain. We can shut it right up, and it's a very quiet process. Cadillac made this vehicle just feel very premium overall compared to its other GM partners. We can take a quick look at the window sticker for this 2023 CT4-V Series Blackwing with the Summit White exterior, jet black with jet black accented interior, 3.6 liter V6 twin turbo, 10-speed auto transmission. So a $60,495 base price. You're paying $4,900 for the jet black with jet black accented leather seating surfaces with the high performance leather steering wheel and a suede microfiber wrap trim package. 10-speed is a $2,275 option too. The performance data and video recorder is $1,600, $1,050 for the sunroof, $900 for the driver assistance package. That includes adaptive cruise, enhanced automatic emergency braking, and reverse auto braking as well. $725 for the tech package, giving you the air ionizer and the heads-up display. $600 for the 18-inch wheels. $600 for the climate package, giving us the power lumbar massage for the driver and the front passenger. $595 for the red brake calipers. $245 for the black lug nuts, $95 for the black wheel locks, $75 for the cargo net, and that's about it. $13,600 in total options later. After a $1,395 destination too, we're sitting at $75,550. So this is just about as fully loaded as a CT4-V Blackwing can get. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that pricing, if you guys would option up your CT4-V Blackwing quite that heavily, or if you are looking at optioning that heavily, if you would just consider to pay a couple more $1,000 and go for an M3. Let me know in the comment section. But at $60,000, this vehicle, in my opinion, is a no-brainer, even over a 340i. Up top, we get leather stitching as it was up front with suede microfiber Alcantara in the center. That's part of your Alcantara package. That was $4,900. The armrest is decently soft, auto one touch for the way down, but you gotta press and hold for the way back up. 2 AKG speakers, aluminum door handle, and some aluminum trim beneath that. The seats are leather stitched. The padding goes all the way out to the door frame, so very couch-like with solid bolstering for a back seat. The quilts are beautiful, perforated, not heated or ventilated, and we don't have a third zone climate out rear. But as far as space, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall. I could probably unrecline the seat a little bit, but I still have about ½ an inch to an inch of knee room. My head, however, is pretty much in the ceiling. So as far as back seat space, there isn't as much as a 340i. So if you're gonna be packing in full-size adults consistently, I'd recommend either going for the CT5V or checking out some of the competition, maybe from the German manufacturers. But if you're looking to save 10, 15, 20,000 bucks, compromise an inch or two of rear passenger space, this is an awesome performance bargain. It is etched V in the back of the seat. We get air vents, additional 12-volt, no map pockets or anything with these Recaro buckets. We get some slots for potential harnesses if that's what you're into. The center cubby is leather. We get 2 cup holders with some really soft padding for the armrest. We also get V etched in the area below the headrest out rear, and full microfiber Alcantara continued for the headliner. Solid amount of light brought into the cabin thanks to the sunroof. The interior lights are underneath these grab handles and they're LED with a hook underneath the driver's side grab handle and on the passenger side. That's about it for the back seat of this 2024 CT4-V Blackwing. I kind of wish there was a little bit more space for me, but if you're under 5'10", you should have absolutely no problem sitting in the back of this car. We can open up the trunk. It doesn't open up electrically, but it does give you a little bit of a boost You get the cutouts for the hinges so you don't have to worry about crushing your cargo. And we get some cutouts for grocery bags so they're not just flying around. Fuse box in the other corner. We can check out the secret storage, see if we have any space. A little bit actually. You can throw some secret stuff back here. I don't think we have a spare tire underneath here, but the fix-a-flat kit should be more than enough. You shut this thing right up. Pretty solid amount of cargo space too. I'll leave a link right here to show you how much cargo space is back here. Compared to a 3 Series, this is competitive. I kind of wish they took a little bit of this cargo space away, just so there's a little bit more second row passenger space, but we'll see what they do after the facelift. I am excited to check this vehicle out for 2025. We can shut this thing right up. Hopefully you can hear those exhaust tips rumbling. This is a beautiful car at the $60,000 base price point. I'll say it just flat out, you're not beating this vehicle in terms of performance bargain per dollar. At 75,000 bucks, yes, we are getting up there in price, but this is as fully loaded as a CT4-V Blackwing can get. Performance-wise, let's take the 2023 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the 2023 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impression though, this exhaust sounds really good. The throttle response is excellent and the steering feels fantastic. We're starting off in sport mode, then we'll transition into race mode. We'll try out V mode too, but right now about half throttle. Oh, good Lord. Snappy shifts. Woo! Oh my God. Yeah, the brakes feel really nice too. You do hear a little bit of road noise, but it's definitely manageable. Try a little pull, third gear, second gear on the gas. Oh, good God. We just reviewed the BMW M340i on this channel, and it's a fast car, but honestly, this feels just as quick. It's not as quick as an M3, but it's also not as expensive as an M3. It gives you right in the middle between the M340 and the M3, but that's literally all that I would personally need. Compared to an M3, actually, this feels similar. It's just compared to an M3 competition, it's definitely a little bit down. We can try out an acceleration off the line. We're not just gonna floor it, we don't wanna spin the tires, but try and get a good launch. Woo! Good Lord. This thing is fast. We can try it out in track mode, see if anything changes up as far as aggressiveness. Try out the manual shifts. There we go, M mode, second gear, first gear. Let me guess. Woo! Yeah, it definitely gets a little bit snappier. And then last but not least, let's try out V mode, where everything is as aggressive as it can be, except for brake feel. That's right in the middle, but these brakes still feel really good. Second gear on the gas. Then we get some crackles and pops. Steering feels amazing in V mode. It's a noticeable improvement. Wow. We can try it out through some twisties. Just leaving it in second gear. The steering and the handling is so good. Good Lord. Brakes are awesome. Downshifts are sharp. Handling is super sharp. Twisty, sharp. Guys, this thing is 99% of an M3 at 80% of the cost. I am telling you, it is nimble and it is fast. Turning radius test right over here. Let's see if we can make it. Not the best turning radius, but definitely good enough. Back out in second gear, light throttle, quick shifts, and the steering just feels absolutely fantastic. You need to drive one of these if you're looking for a luxury performance vehicle. Even though this is pretty up there in price, it packs quite the bargain. Not even a hint of understeer, little bit of oversteer coming out, but we really don't need to push this thing a whole lot further. Let's throw it into tour mode see how everything changes up and get this thing back to AutoNation Cadillac of Port Richey. The steering gets a lot lighter in Tour, but even in Tour, it still feels really good. We'll throw it back into regular drive, not in manual mode. Yeah, steering gets a lot lighter. The shifts are still snappy, but they slow down a little bit. Not by much, but enough for you to notice it. The most noticeable difference is the steering feel. The brakes are still super grabby. They're less aggressive than in the higher modes, but they still feel really good. For daily driving, I don't know. I'm torn. I don't know if I'll leave it in sport mode or if I'll leave it in Tour, because it still sounds pretty good in Tour. It makes it a lot quieter though. You'll hear the audio system better. The steering's not quite as heavy, and the suspension is not quite as jarring in Tour mode. But if you're buying a performance vehicle, you'll probably want to keep it in sport. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a luxury performance sedan, you don't want to spend $80,000, $85,000, $90,000 for a BMW M3. And the M340i from BMW isn't quite enough for you, but you're not trying to spend more than M340i prices. You just want a little bit more of an upgrade as far as performance. This is the car for you guys. This is literally in between an M340i and an M3 in terms of performance, and it's way towards the M340i in terms of price. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2023 or 2024 Cadillac CT4-V Blackwing. It is an awesome car. And a big thanks to Jackson and Matthew at AutoNation Cadillac in Port Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or SUV in the Port Richey area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Matthew or Jackson. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.